Hello, my name is Wade Demura, and this is Rotary Serving Our Community. Recently, we've been seeing a lot of work and construction going on in the Carpenter area, and part of that has to do with the Habitat for Humanity build. With me today, I have two members of the Santa Barbara Rotaract Club. I have Boris. I'm going to start with you first. Boris Gozowski is the president, current president of the Santa Barbara Rotaract, and Ashlyn Cavaletto, vice president, I believe, correct?
Yes.
So I'm going to start with you, Boris, because we've had you on here before. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I was born in Russia, I grew up in Israel, and I moved to Santa Barbara about 2 years ago, and I started to work as a plumber, and which segues to the projects we have done. We'll talk about it.
Sounds good, very good. Ashlyn, how about you?
I grew up in the Central Valley of California. I came out here in 2011 for college, and my husband's family lived here, so we've stayed out here, and I now work with a nonprofit, All for Animals, and we use therapy dogs with kids. So.
Nice. Tell us a little bit about that. You said you work as a nonprofit for animals?
Yeah, so I'm a program director for All for Animals. We're a nonprofit in Santa Barbara. We've been here for 21 years, and we have a program called ARF, called Animals Plus Reading Equals Fun, that we're actually going to kick off in mid-September. And we go into the different elementary schools in Santa Barbara, and we work with students who are struggling to become readers with our therapy dogs.
Perfect. So tell us a little bit about your Rotaract career. How did you get involved with that? Did they find you, or did you look for them?
Well, when I came here for school, it's kind of hard to become part of the community. A lot of, especially the college scene, they're kind of just focused on that. And so when I started working, I was really looking for people who were like me, who had grown up giving back to their community. I was in 4-H and FFA, so it was very important for me to find a group like that. And so when I heard about Rotaract, it was just a natural fit.
Perfect. Sounds good. How about you, Boris?
When I came here to Santa Barbara, I couldn't work, and I looked where I could volunteer, and I found Rotary, and through Rotary I found Rotaract. And I really enjoyed the volunteering opportunities, and I keep on going with it.
Sounds good. Now, you're one of the few, we had it on the last show, that actually has dual membership. You're in Rotary and in Rotaract, correct?
That is correct. I'm not a dual member right now. Okay. I'm a liaison for the Sunrise Club.
Okay.
Maybe in the future I will. Now I'll focus on being a president of the club.
Sounds good. How much work is that?
It's a lot, but I'm handling it, so it's so far so good.
Very good. And member-wise, how many members do you have in the club?
Right now we're at about 20.
Okay.
And
wow,
we have quite a few interested, so we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Let's start talking about this Habitat. How were you approached on that one, and how did you find out about the project, Habitat for Humanity?
So first I heard about them at work when I was working, and I still am working with them in my plumbing career. One of the jobs is with them, and I decided if Habitat for Humanity, a nonprofit organization that helps build houses for people in need, if we're helping them working, I could help them with volunteers because of my affiliation with Rotaract. And so I talked to Ben, the guy that runs this project. It's a 3-unit project for 3 families. And I decided to, why not get members from Rotaract and ask them if there will be any interest about construction work or any volunteer and help them with it. And they were really excited and looking forward into a project like that. And I approached Ben, telling him that I have quite a few volunteers to help with the build. And we made that work, and we are really happy with the results. Many people attended. We had 40 hours of volunteer work crammed in such a short time. I'm really happy with the result, and members are as well.
So you as a contractor, are you doing the plumbing for the construction there? Was that how you got involved first?
Yes, at first I was just doing my regular job, and then I realized where I'm working. In the beginning it was just another project, but then I'm realizing, hey, there's a lot of Habitat for Humanity people here. And then I saw that the contractor is a Habitat for Humanity guy himself. So then I made the connection and actually brought it to actually fruition to make it happen.
Good. And of your members, how many of them actually work with you on the project or have worked with you on the project? 50%, maybe 10?
Of the members from Rotaract?
Yeah.
50%.
About 50%.
Yeah, on a Saturday morning
Mm-hmm.
to bring, to bring people. It's quite not the easiest, especially it's not in town. You have to drive there.
True, because this one here is in Carpinteria, so you got a little ways to go on a
Yeah.
weekend too.
On a weekend, yeah.
Yeah. So being a contractor, actually being a plumbing contractor, have you done like all the phases? Because it's not all plumbing.
Yes, it's so if we're talking about all phases, I have done all phases in the past. I did most of the construction fields, and then I ended up being a plumber. And within plumbing, there's the rough and the rough plumbing in the beginning.
Right.
So we started on this project when it was a dirt patch. And to this day, we're still working on the finish of the shower.
Wow.
So it's an ongoing project.
And Ashton, how about you? How much construction background do you have?
Definitely not as much as Boris, but I did grow up on a farm, so I knew about
That's
tools.
true.
And my husband works carpentry and framing,
Ah,
so he's
okay.
actually one of the guys that came to this project with us, and one of our
Nice.
other members who
Okay.
has similar experience. So it's really great because for those of us who aren't in construction, we did have enough skills to really contribute, but then we were also able to bring quite a few people with skilled labor to the project.
Got it. So you don't have to be skilled. You can always find a job there with the Habitat people.
Oh yeah, we were able to do quite a lot. We were very busy for the 4 hours we were there.
So you've done how many shifts then? One time, or have you been there a few times?
I was just there once,
Okay.
but I know this project is ongoing, so
Yeah,
we'll see what we can do.
sounds good. How about you there, Boris? You're contracting also, but
Yeah.
as far as volunteering out,
Well, it's the first time we volunteered with them, but since it had a very positive impact on both sides,
Good.
I think we will absolutely do more projects with them.
sounds good. Let's jump into the pictures since we have a few photos here of the project itself. Starting with the first photo, that one shows your group, I guess, starting out with that 1 day worth of build, correct? And you want to give us names, if you could identify some of those people.
So we're talking about, from the left we have, is it Jake?
Yep, that's Jake.
It's Ashlyn's husband.
Okay.
Then there's me,
Okay.
and there's Kelsey, my wife.
Okay, good.
There's Betsy,
Okay.
a member from the club. She's actually the secretary.
Okay.
We have Ashlyn.
Uh-huh.
We have Al. Al is my co-president
Okay.
in the club, and he is Betsy's husband.
Okay.
And we have Parker Sampanis, which is the treasurer this year.
Good.
And we have a few members that went home or weren't in the picture.
We have a few more of them working, I believe. So
yeah, but we have
may
them on the
find a
rest of the
few them.
photos probably.
Yeah, yeah. So
yeah.
this is a before picture. This is when you guys are just getting there, getting organized.
Yeah, it's one of those.
And I would guess you probably get orders and direction at that point in time.
Yeah, we have a big circle that Ben
Okay.
arranges and talks to everyone about.
And how many were there that one day for that build? Do you remember?
About it was 10, 15, about 17 to 20 people
Okay.
working, including the homeowners.
Yeah, yeah. So tell us a little bit about that. I don't think the audience is aware that the homeowners have to put some time in there.
Yes, the homeowners have to put some time into before they're getting to the houses that are built. In the beginning, they don't know which house is theirs, and later actually a month ago, they only got the assigned home that they're getting. Now, two of the families helped us there on that day, but there's another family that wasn't there, but is there on the weekdays. I can tell you for sure, because when I'm there, they're making sure that everything is good, and
Good.
yeah. So the families are helping. They're putting a lot of time into building these.
So they do basically the sweat equity portion of that. So not only are they getting the house, but they're earning it.
They are earning it.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
good.
a lot of work.
That is good. Okay, the next picture we have is a picture of, looks like somebody taping down you have.
Someone,
That's actually me. So
Okay.
the houses, they have wrapping on them, and a lot of the house on the sides, it was too long for what they were going to do. So during part of the project, we went around and cut that shorter for
Okay.
them, because you would see that later on in the project.
So how many people were helping you out with that? Was that just your one job?
A couple of us girls were doing it, the ones that didn't want to be up on the
Okay.
rafting, so we took care of the bottom floors.
Got it, okay. And people with good knees, I see. The young people with the good backs and knees. Good. And did they give you instruction, direction on what you were going to do and how you're going to do that?
Yeah, they had a lot of instruction every step of the way, and they were coming around making sure that we were okay. So yeah, we felt confident in what we were doing, which is good.
Now, Ben is the general contractor and also project manager. Was he on site then for that day also?
Yes, he was. He gave us basic directions. And,
Okay,
yeah.
good, good. Next picture we have is a ladder picture, somebody working actually up on the ladder or getting ready to go up a ladder. So tell us a little bit about that one. Do you recognize any people in there?
So we have Al working there and Betsy below him,
Okay.
probably handing him tape to finish taping on the top there. So as Ashton said before, some people worked on the top floors, walking on ladders, more confident people that are more stable. Action people. Actually, Parker from our club and Jake, Ashlyn's husband, were running on top, going on the roof for more stuff. And yeah, people that feel comfortable. Again, it's for people that are experienced and some which are not experienced. So Jake and Parker are experienced and are comfortable, so they went up there.
Got it.
I was there with them a little bit too. And people that are less experienced or just want the ground jobs, they got to do that.
That sounds good. And you said Jake is actually a contractor anyways. He's in construction, so he's probably used to jumping around up there doing that.
Oh yes.
So the next picture we have is a picture, looks like the scaffolding set in place and some people working at the peak of it. So that's actually, looks like it's about as high as you're going to get.
Yeah, and that's the homeowners.
Yeah, looks
The
like
homeowners they're climbing on top. Yeah.
Good, good. So they get involved and they will, I guess they've been on the job just about every week, so they're probably comfortable, used to being up in the higher spots.
Yeah.
And of those, do they bring in friends, families, or are those actually the homeowners? Do you know?
These are the homeowners,
Okay.
and the homeowners are bringing their families
Okay.
to help them.
Nice.
They're
Okay.
having good social time, and also they get to put some work in.
Okay,
Yeah. they're
good,
helping.
good. Next picture we have is a picture of some people taping off a window, it looks like there.
Yep. So that's me on the left, and then Kelsey, Boris's wife, is helping me.
Okay.
She's up on the ladder because she's much taller than me. I couldn't get to the top
She
of the
did look
window.
tall in the picture, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't get to the top of the window even with the ladder. So, but yeah, we were weatherproofing all the windows for the next stage of the project. So that was a big portion of what we did.
Good. So timing's good. Here we are getting close to winter time, so you're gonna have that thing all weathered out. That'd be nice. And how many windows did you figure you had to do that day?
Oh gosh.
Did you have to do them all?
Oh, we did all the windows.
Did you really? In all 3 units?
Yes.
Wow, wow, that's
Yeah.
good. And so now you're experienced. You know how to do that.
Oh yeah, I'm perfect with the tape.
Good, very good. Next picture we have is an inside picture. Boris, tell us a little bit about that one, because I'm sure you're aware or familiar with the insides.
Yes. So we see Ben, the contractor, pointing out the next job to Parker on the left and Jake on the right, and that's the venting for the shower. And the next thing that Parker and Jake did is drilling holes for the venting. So that's quite strenuous work that only experienced people would do, and they did a really good job at it.
Okay. So I guess Ben was pretty happy that he had experienced people working with him on this job.
Yeah, that was
Got a lot more work done then that way.
yeah, much more than expected actually.
Very good. And then another picture we have coming up here is a picture, was that middle of the work, wind down part?
That was quite the middle.
Okay.
We have myself on the left. We have Sandy Schwartz, the district governor of 5240. We have it's Betsy in the middle, showing the muscles, and Al, her husband, on the right. And then we have Ben, the contractor, and Ashlyn.
Okay, great, great. So Sandy, district governor, comes actually from Bakersfield, so she came and met you at this job.
All the way from Bakersfield, and she is a district governor that likes to get her hands dirty to get the job done.
She does.
Yeah.
She wasn't bossing you around too much, was she?
She was doing a great job. Great job.
Okay, don't want to put you on the spot, but she'll probably be watching the show.
Maybe.
Good answer, by the way.
Yeah.
And so she was around for a while. Did get involved with most of the construction part of it?
Yes, she was. She was taping, especially the higher parts, because she is blessed with being tall.
She's pretty tall, right?
Stands tall.
And by the way, she's a nurse, so I guess the taping part would fit for that too.
That's right. And if anyone gets a cut, she's there.
Yeah, that's true. Very
Luckily,
good.
no one did.
That's good. Very good. And at that same day, we actually had a party going at noontime. So you guys were wrapped up by noontime, I guess.
That's right.
And so the next picture here is you and Scott. We'll call him Scott Phillips, who is he's actually COO this year, Chief Operating Officer for the district.
Yeah.
And so you guys are having a good time there at the party.
Scott is a good friend outside, and we went to the coronation day of Carpinteria Clubs. We had a nice barbecue, and yeah, good time out.
That was good. So that was part of the, well, actually it was a work day, so you got a little break from work.
Yeah.
Finish that up. Now you guys worked until noontime, right? Correct? Or?
Yeah, we worked there in Habitat for about until noontime.
Now was there another shift that came in after you, do you know? Or?
That day, no. That day they
Just a quiet day.
they called it a day
Oh,
at
okay.
about noon.
Good, good. Looked like they're pretty well caught up with most of the work.
Yeah.
It was coming along quickly. Now, did Ben tell you the deadlines? How are they doing on the timing of that? Or?
Yeah, they expected to start the school year, which is September, with the houses finished, but every contractor knows that the deadline that is expected is in dream world. Mm-hmm. And it's expected to be done in the next few months, maybe
Good.
November or
Wow,
so.
nice.
Yeah.
So at the end of the year, then, these people will be able to move in?
By the end of the year, maybe Thanksgiving, it will be done.
Well, that'd be very nice.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now, we have another announcement here. There's a poster that I found online that I wanted to talk to you guys about. You guys could tell us a little bit about the activities that you do as Rotaract clubs.
Are you talking about the Pearls, Introduction to Rotary?
That would be one of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
we have a great speaker there. It's Wade Namora.
Thank you.
He's gonna tell us about Pearls. It's practical, relevant leadership skills, and it's Introduction to Rotary. It's a great place for Rotarians and Rotaractors and even Interactors to come together, listen to what Rotary is and what Rotary does and how you can contribute as a member. And it's happening today, and we have a lot of members and people coming to listen to that talk.
Right.
And hopefully it will give us all better education about what Rotary is, does, and how we can contribute more.
Now, you were fairly new when you took the classes then, so you must have got a lot of benefit from that, understanding the organization better.
Yes, yeah.
Good.
Yeah. For me, it was a big thing, and even Rotarians that have been in Rotary for a long time, many times we get to forget why we're here, what we're doing, and it's a nice anchor to put it down and tell us this is what Rotary is, that's how it started, and this is the mission.
Okay.
And I think it's a great thing that we get to do that.
Mm-hmm. Now, as president, you started this year, you started in July,
That's right.
same as Rotary does. What was your goals, your objectives as president for Rotaract that you want to accomplish or achieve?
My goals are to take all the members from Rotaract and use their skills to help others, such as construction, help the construction. I believe that every person can help in their field, and that's what I'm trying to improve, and also to connect Rotaractors with Rotarians from that field, from their same field, to make them better professionals and learn from retired people and from people with experience, and to create a better, better giving and better receiving, better for the member and better for the community.
Right. Oh, that's very good. That's a good goal, good objective to have. Now, how about you? Have you made plans for next year yet for you?
Oh gosh, I've been learning definitely from Boris,
Okay.
but I think especially what he's talking about, connecting members, not only like professional skills, but also just in our projects. I think one of the great things about Rotaract and Rotary is we get to work with a diversity of causes, but with that, some are more interesting than others to our members. So really tapping into that and finding the projects like Habitat for Humanity that really drive our members and give them passion to give back to the community. That's what we're really doing.
Good, good. Now, working with Habitat, you think that's going to be something you're going to continue with?
I certainly hope that we do. I think a lot of the projects we do are one-time events, and we don't really get to see the true impact that we're having. And this project in particular was very special because we get to see our members really engage, but also meet the families and understand the impact that we're giving to them. And that was incredible for all of us, and we were all talking about it, days, weeks later. So it's definitely something that we should continue.
Very good. Now, they also, at the end of each of these Habitat builds, will have a groundbreaking and a special event. You should be invited to that one, so it's kind of pretty special. Those are really nice jobs that they do with that.
I certainly hope so. That'd be great to go to.
Yeah, stay in touch with them. Now, what other projects have you looked at for your club to get involved with?
We have our staple projects. We work with the Pride Prom. We just did Flower Empower, which brings joy to families who are going through difficult medical situations. But we've also recently surveyed our members for what they're interested in. So we had a lot of interest in disaster preparedness, helping the elderly, and pretty much across the board. So we're really taking that survey and trying to figure out where we can capitalize with our members.
Got it, good. Now, how about reaching out to the community? And when I say that, challenges that Rotary has is that Rotary, it's kind of shrinking. They don't have a lot of new members coming in. Have you addressed that with your club? Looking at maybe recruiting new people into it?
Well, I think especially for Rotaract, we get a lot of our members through word of mouth. Santa Barbara is very unique in that most of the people our age are college age. They're kind of in a different type of community than the working professionals. Right. So I think a lot of people that we get coming into our program are people that we're working with every day and just talking about it. I know every time I meet someone our age that has the same values as us, really the drive to give back and become part of a true community, the first thing I think of is Rotaract. And after maybe 2 minutes, they're already asking me, where can I go?
Oh, wow.
How do we go? So I think our best marketing strategy is word of mouth and just sharing our personal stories. And it makes people want to become part of what we're doing.
Now, you also have a website, right, that you guys established, keep developed? And
Yes, it's sbrotaract.org. And we're updating about the events that are coming up, and we post the photos so you can see all the photos that are here in the website. And more to come.
So tell us, for the audience, what is the age group that you could fit into? Are there any restrictions?
Usually
like
it's 18 to 30,
Okay.
but we're flexible toward the 30. We won't ban you if you're 30. That's okay.
Okay.
And we can talk about how to join Rotary and also how to transition from Rotary to from Rotaract to Rotary.
Okay.
And that's a transition that Rotary is seeking to do more, and we're helping with it.
Okay. And where do you meet and how often?
So we meet usually professionals that want to speak, and people from the community that are running projects and such. We meet at a brewery sometimes, and sometimes we are the grass patch outside of the mission of Santa Barbara. And how often is twice a month, every second and fourth Tuesday at 6:15 p.m.
Oh, nice. Oh, very good. And outsiders, or I would say not outsiders, but those people that come that are not members, you said you roughly have about 20. So what's the average attendance for those meetings?
Average attendance of meeting is around 15 to 20.
Oh, nice. Oh, very good. Familiar faces, mostly?
Mostly, yeah.
Okay. And then for your leadership development, just curious, you have a president, you have the president-elect, basically a vice president. Do you have another line beyond that? Is it like a 3-year transition of leadership or a 2-year development?
Right now it's on 3.
Good.
Good. We're trying to make it 3 because there's one of the problems that I found in college and university-based Rotaract is that there's 1 term or 2 terms that are accounted for, and then if it takes only 1 board to forget about it, and they graduate and the club collapses.
True.
So I'm trying to prevent that, and we're trying to do a mutual effort to keep the club running, and even if a member leaves town or anything happens, the club will be self-sustaining.
Very good. Oh, that's good. And there is also a UCSB Rotaract also, right?
That is true.
College-based?
Yeah, we're working with them.
Oh, good, good. And what kind of projects do you do with them or events?
So most of the projects that we're doing right now are we consider them with us. We are asking if they want to volunteer with us. We have extra. They have about 30 members to this day. I know that. They're starting a new school year now, so it's going to change. Both sides. I don't know if more or fewer. And they didn't present any projects yet because they're still in their summer break.
Right, right, okay. And do you have plans for your year to actually doing maybe joint events with them?
Oh, absolutely. I think, like you said, because of the way UCSB runs, they're kind of on a more restricted schedule. So it's always great when we can pull them in, or because they have shorter time planning their projects, we are more than willing to help them any way we can.
Nice.
It's not so much two different clubs, it's just how can we support each other.
Sounds good. Now, have you ever thought about, just as a thought, as they come back to school, having maybe a dual club event, something like that, where you could welcome them back?
I know Boris is more in contact with them than I am, so I'm not sure what we're doing, but that's definitely something that our leadership would be interested in doing for them.
Good. And as far as looking at other projects, things that you could reach out to, what is your primary source? Is it just word of mouth, or do you have people out there looking for things that you could do?
It's a little bit of both. So, for example, in my work at the nonprofit, we're going to a adoption fair soon. So I reached out to them and said, "Hey, I'm part of Rotaract. I'm going to be at the event with my work, but we do have people available if you need help." But also, people reach out to us all the time, and they hear about us from other events or just events we've done in the past, and they just want us to keep coming back. So it's a little bit of both, and we try to do as much as we can.
Good, good. And how about Rotary clubs then? Do they oftentimes approach you for assistance?
Yeah, many of their events, definitely. Yeah.
Just recently, we had a 4th of July party that was with fireworks in Goleta, and they reached out to us, and we had quite a few volunteers helping there.
Good. Oh, that is good. And with those, and as you work with them, do you see members transitioning into Rotary?
We do. Actually, we had 3 in the past year, and we have 2 more that are going to make the transition as we speak.
Very good. Well, for the two of you, thank you very much for joining us. I sure appreciate it and sharing the experience. We look forward to working with you a lot more in the future. And with that, everybody, if in the audience there, take a look at the Santa Barbara Rotaract clubs and the other Rotaract clubs, because they are the ones doing a lot of the work. They'll be the future of Rotary, and we want to make sure that they're given all those opportunities. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.